gon' say what's up to me. Okay, so now you wanna make love to me. Girl, if you don't get the fuck from me, I know you.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another waitressing vlog. It is now Wednesday. Please excuse the hair and my skin. I am coming onto my period this week. It is so strange for it to be on Wednesday, but I'm pretty sure it's like a mid-year party. It is a boat job in Brisbane. Pretty sure it's the yacht party cruise. I'm not 100% sure. I have to double check the booking, but I don't know. I feel like I saw that word in there somewhere. So the yacht party cruises are in Brisbane and on the Gold Coast. The smaller boat usually gets booked out for private bookings, and then there's the large social one that you can just like pay a ticket and like walk onto, and you can like have drinks, have lunch, and they have like a DJ going. I have worked on the yacht party cruise for private bookings before. It is so nice. The boat is chef's kiss. The staff are amazing. You're well respected. They know what you're there to do. Like, you're there to do a job, you're there to entertain, get drinks, but they're also just like really lovely. So yeah, I'm really excited. I start work at 5:30. I'm working 5:30 till 9:30, I'm pretty sure, in Brisbane. So I'm gonna leave here around 4. I have a few things to do before I get ready for work. I have dyed my hair extensions. I don't know if a few of you knew, but even though I have long hair, I do like to make it feel a little bit more fuller and just like add a little bit of length on the ends. So I have dyed those last night. They are almost dry. I need to blow dry them and straighten them, and then I'm gonna blow dry and straighten my hair today. I have to take Odie boy for a walk, and I've got to do a house tidy up because I have a dog sitter coming. I have been trying to train Odie to get used to and adapt to apartment style living for a while now, which he has. He's been doing great, but he still has a lot of separation anxiety around me leaving the house. Like, particularly in the evenings, he will sit outside on my balcony and just howl and cry and cry and cry. I thought honestly like a month in, like he would get used to it, and he kind of does. Like, I watch him on the cameras. Like, I've got a little pet cam out there, and occasionally he'll just sit on the lounge, like the sofa's out there, and he'll just people watch, or he'll watch the traffic go by, and he's quite calm, or he'll fall asleep laying on the lounge out there, and then he'll wake up and then he'll start howling all of a sudden. I wouldn't be so bothered by this if I lived in a regular house, which I did before moving here. I lived in a 3-bedroom house where no one can see him, or they can't really figure out where the howling's coming from, because I lived in a neighborhood who also had other dogs. But it's because he's like on the balcony, he's quite visible and everyone can see him barking and howling. And he's not just like, it's not just my neighbors that it's affecting here, it's like he is predominantly mainly a good boy. He's very quiet during the day. He's so good around the house. Yap out of excitement when I'm playing ball with him, or like when he knows I'm getting his lead ready to go somewhere or go for a walk. He'll be quite yappy because he's excited to go out. But other than that, he's a good boy. I go out during the day. I'll go out shopping, or I'll go out to the cafe after I've walked him, and he seems fine. It just seems to be in the evening. So I'm gonna give it a go. I'm really excited. She's coming here at 3:30, I think. So I'm going to try and get ready before then. I'm going to show her around, show her where all his bickies are, his dog food and everything, and his leads, show her where his medication is and all that stuff. That should be fine. I feel like, yeah, like she's not staying here overnight. She's just staying like while I'm at the booking, and then she's going when I finish. Yeah, like I'm just really excited. You guys have no idea. He's been such a stressed little boy. So that is what's happening today. I'm going to make myself some food because I haven't had anything to eat yet. I've pretty much just had 2 coffees, and I've been getting some online work done on my phone this morning. But he's been just like sleeping. It's his world, we're just living in it. And then I'm gonna get ready for work. I washed my laundry last night by hand. It's all hanging up. I'm pretty sure most of it is dry. I've got my stockings ready. I've got my makeup. I just need to really get that hair extension set sorted out and tape it in now, just so it's all settled in my hair by the time I go to work, and I'm not like feeling any weird bumps when I'm walking around serving drinks. Yeah, here's to an exciting shift. Hopefully we make lots of money, because yeah, I feel like this month has not gotten off to the best start, and I want to manifest lots of money by the end of this month. It's going to be a fantastic shift. We are going to upgrade. We are going to get dancers. Come along with me for the day as I get ready for my waitressing shift, and yeah, I will see you guys very soon. Oh my god, look at my hair. See, this is why I've started dyeing it brown again, because I'm pretty sure I was getting breakage from bleaching it. It shouldn't be snapping off there, do you know what I mean? And I'm getting like all these little, you can't see it now because I've straightened the hair, but I was like getting all these like little hairs standing up like right where my part is, and I'm like, that is not normal. So far I have installed my hair extensions. I've just got it up in a bun right now because I took Odie for a walk. I did a ish house tidy, had lunch. I went and took Odie for a walk. It wasn't a massive one, but it was a stimulating one. Like, he did a lot of sniffing. So yeah, I've just got back now from taking the garbage out and changing the bin liners. It is now 20 to 3. My dog sitter's gonna get here at like 20 to 4, so I've got roughly an hour to get ready. I've already packed my work bag. I really just have to like mini shower. Like, I know I did my hair, but I'm just gonna tuck a shower cap on. I need to have a mini shower, shave my armpits, do my hoo-ha, and just like double check that everything is in my bag, do my makeup, and then I should be good to go. Anyways, I'm gonna go get ready and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Oh my god. Okay, let me just get out of this car park. Oh, my hair, it's doing all weird things. Did I bring my brush? Thank god. Okay. Okay, so the sitter was a little bit late due to bad traffic. She was sending me the pin drops as she was driving. No, love that for me. My dog sitter was a little bit late, unfortunately, which is okay because I was running a little bit late doing my hair and makeup. I stupidly tried to curl my hair last minute, and then literally like the first 2 curls came out so freaking funky and like kinky instead of curly. And I just knew from that point onwards, I was like, nah, I need to quickly straighten it or else I'm gonna run late. So I quickly straightened my hair back. Luckily, it was being a little bit stubborn, but I just think it would look so nice curly, but I just don't have the time for it. I should have allowed more time for that. It does look really nice. Such a good color, came out really natural, but yeah. So the sitter just came a little bit late. Basically, like, Odie like gravitated towards her immediately. It's like he just knows. They just sense people. Like, they just know when someone's like, I don't know, like, I feel like dogs just have like a 5th sense, like when someone has looked after them before or like been in their life, like even if it's just like a family member, like they just know. And yeah, he just like gravitated to her straight away. I just showed her where everything is, gave her some ground rules. I feel like it's so much, it felt so weird, like just like, here's the rules, like, and then that's that. In previous years, when I had her as a dog sitter, I had 3 dogs with my ex-partner, and so there was just like a lot of rules because they were all reactive dogs and they all had different rules and things that triggered them and set them off. Luckily, I set myself up to leave early because it says my ETA is 4:50. I have to hop on the boat at 5:30 and it says to arrive 15 minutes prior. I just checked the map for the parking situation and there is no parking situation, so I googled the nearest most affordable parking, like underground secure parking area near the boat ramp, and then I'm gonna have to walk from there to the boat. So I'm really glad that I left when I did and I organized everything super early, because this is what happens. Like, you think you've got enough time and then you get there and you're sitting in peak hour traffic and it's just nuts, and then you've got to try and find parking, you've got to try and get on the boat early so that the staff can do their safety spiel and information for the guests. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Hopefully it all goes smoothly and these guys are really nice, but in the meantime I'm going to pump some music and I will see you guys when I get to the boat ramp. Note to self, start wearing warmer clothes and bring black cardigan to wear for bookings because it is winter. It's so fucking cold. exhausted, guys. Let me turn the engine on so I can turn the light on. Oh my god, I have fog coming out of my mouth. I'm actually so tired. That was so exhausting. First of all, the hair was a success with everyone but the girl I worked with, because she had worked with me before, and she was like, oh my god, no, like, you're brunette. Like, when did that happen? What is that line? Oh, it's from the light in here. And I was like, oh, like, don't stress. Like, it's mainly just like balayage. Like, it's dark root and then it goes blonde, but it's just like a toner over it. And I was like, the rest is hair extensions. And she was like, oh my god, okay, cool. Like, all right. So yeah, that was crazy. That boat was so nice, so much better than the yacht party cruise on the Gold Coast. Like, so much more, I want to say, elegant. The way it was set up, like, there was more canapé tables for people to stand around and have drinks on. There was an indoor area with like neon lights. Like, they had oysters and seafood coming around. They had grazing boards inside on every single table with like bruschetta, feta cheese, dips, crackers, salami, like, you name it. There was food going around. There was a absolutely massive bar tab. I want to say there would have been at least over 10 grand on that bar tab, because there was almost 50 people there, and there's just like no way it would have been around the 5 grand or like under. Probably, it was probably more, because nearly like everyone was having cocktails, spirit mixers, and shots. Like, there were lots of shots going around. It had, like, there was no such thing as basic spirits. Like, there was no expense spared. The only problem that I had with this booking was that it was communicated to me that there would be 2 females there, aside from staff. The staff were lovely. I'm okay with working with female staff, but it can be quite problematic when there are females present on Topless Waitressing bookings, because they can and have in the past gotten quite entitled. They think they can grab you, touch you, slap you, because they think, oh, you've got boobs, well, I've got boobs, so I can do what I want. Or they think that they're entitled to film you and all that sort of stuff, because they don't really, it's very infrequent for females to book entertainment like this. So often or not, they don't know the rules or respect your boundaries. Sometimes I have done bookings where females are present and I've laid out the rules when I got there, and they're like, yeah, of course, no worries, like, of course we wouldn't do that, like, you tell us if the boys play up. And then often or not, the girls are the ones that are actually rude, entitled, SA me. Yeah, like, it can be pretty full on, and I normally don't even take female bookings, but because it has been my first couple weeks back and I'm trying to make as much money as possible, I'm trying not to be fussy with the bookings that I take. And where can I put you guys so you're like more eye level? Oh, there we go. You're like in my steering wheel. Yeah, so I'm trying not to be too fussy with the bookings that I take. So I've just been saying yes to not anything and everything, but just like whenever I can get to the bookings on my forum and I can go through and check to see if I haven't already applied for something, or if I see that something aligns with me, then I will go for it. This booking already got sent out, and I think another girl was meant to be working it but pulled out and cancelled. So I'm a ring in for this booking. So immediately I said yes, because it is a good chunk of money, but also it's through an agency who is a friend. So I knew that like she wouldn't have organized a booking that would be unsafe, and that if it were a large amount of people, that, you know, they would be people that she's booked with before, and she knows that they know the rules, and that they know that if they fuck up, then we put our clothes on and leave. Like, it's, or we put our clothes on and stay on the cruise the rest of the time, and we will be separate from the party, and everyone else misses out because they fucked up. So yeah, like, there's just like so many little things that go into bookings when they happen, and a lot of people think, you know, oh, what's the harm in this, or what's the harm in that? And it's like, until you're in my shoes and you do the entertainment and you have been to these bookings, like, there is always a reason why we don't do certain things on the job, and that is why I don't book with females on the job. But this booking was through an agency who I know, who I trust. Unfortunately, there were more girls than was actually stated in the booking text. Normally, if an agent tells me there's going to be girls at a booking, I just won't apply for the job. Like, I'll avoid it at all costs, because I've just had so many bad experiences. And same with the other girl that was working tonight. She's like, if I had known there were going to be females here at all, I wouldn't have applied for this job. She felt so uncomfortable with the amount of people that were there and how many females were there, that she stayed indoors. Like, there was a big outdoor section to the boat, which is where everyone was drinking, and I was going around and serving drinks and like going to the bar and like bringing them back to the groups and stuff and chatting and conversing. And she pretty much stayed inside the entire time. There were like 10 people in that area, which wasn't as bad for her, but it was just so overwhelming. It was unfortunate. Like, I could see where she was coming from, and I was annoyed for her also. I did get informed that there were going to be a couple of females there, but I didn't get told it was going to be that many. But like, yeah, like I could empathize with how she was feeling and like why she wanted to be like in a less crazy area of the boat, but also at the same time I felt like I was kind of doing all the work, because that's where the main party of the group were. Like, I was the only, like, essentially everyone kept asking me like, well, where's your friend, where's the other waitress, like how come she's not out here, how come she's not serving drinks? And I'm like, well, I was like, it's a lot of people here. And I kept making excuses for her and saying, you know, we weren't told that there was going to be this many females here, we were told there was going to be 2, so this is a lot more than what we anticipated, and also this and that, and there's so many other things. So she was still doing her job, she was just doing it in a different area of the boat. But unfortunately for me, it's like there were like almost 50 people there. It would have been super helpful to have another person, like another set of hands, like getting drinks and like, you know, making conversation with like the other half of the group. Because like, yes, although she was like entertaining 10 people in the inside area, like I was dealing with like 40 something people by myself, and it was just like really overwhelming. And like everyone was like, Sadie, come here, or Sadie, can you get me a drink, or Sadie, da 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 da, and trying to start a conversation with me. And I'm like, I felt really overwhelmed doing all of that by myself. And yeah, we did discuss like, oh, that we could go upstairs and do lap dances upstairs. Yeah, often or not, like I would look to see if she was still in the inside area, and I was looking there and she was gone. And then someone told me she was upstairs doing lap dances. I mean, like, good on her. Like, she was making lots of money, which is great. But it just like, it felt like, you know, I was doing all the work, you know. And it just felt like I had zero energy already going into this booking. It really would have been super helpful, like if we were all hands on deck and like a team. And like, I don't know, for me personally, like I tell people when I'm going to do lap dances, like I'll be like, hey, are you going to be okay by yourself for a little bit? I'm going to do a dance. Because that's a large number of people that you just left me with. And, you know, she was gone for more than like just one standard dance, which was just kind of frustrating. Like I, you know, again, pop off sis, make all your money, like, but also just like some self-awareness and like understanding like that there was only one other waitress serving 40 something people downstairs by herself. Yeah, all in all, like everyone on the boat were lovely. I met every single one of the women that were on the boat, and no one disrespected or pushed our boundaries. So yeah, like I got like a lot of good feedback from clients tonight, and everyone was so respectful and lovely. But ultimately, like that's just like the feeling I'm walking away with, is just like I feel defeated, I feel tired, I feel exhausted, my throat hurts from like yelling over the top of the music all night. And I think it just would have been super helpful to have that second set of hands. Parking here was almost $40 to $50, so she kind of like brought it up at the start of the booking that we actually had to park somewhere quite expensive to get to the booking. So he ended up giving us an extra 100, which I was surprised by. Super grateful for that. Like I probably wouldn't have brought it up because it's not their problem, like where we park. At the end of the day, it's a tax deduction parking, so you know, I feel like that's like a timing matter. Like if you don't want to pay as much for parking, like you should park further away and like make sure that you're there a little bit earlier so that you have time to walk from the parking space to the boat ramp. But yeah, like, I just don't feel comfortable like bringing that up to clients. Like I have in the past had clients pay for my parking, like when they have asked me, oh, did you have to park very far away, like was it expensive? And I'm like, like not too much, maybe like 20 something bucks, and then they've like offered to pay for it. But like I just personally would never harass a client and mention it and say, oh, we actually had to pay that, so do you think you could pay extra for us? Like she actually asked him that, and it put him on the spot. He looked uncomfortable, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I just wouldn't have done that. But I mean, I guess each to their own. Everyone operates their business differently. I am very grateful that he did give us parking money, because it is very expensive parking here. So yeah, all up, I did make a little bit extra. I also ended up making a little bit extra in motorboats. When the other girls upstairs doing a few lap dances, one of the guys was like, you know, am I able to touch those? And I said no, but you can get a motorboat. So he did get down on his knees, and I gave him a motorboat. And then the guy standing next to him was like, well, I want one too. And I'm like, well, it's this much. So he ended up tipping me for one as well. And then I had a guy at the very end of the party ask if he could get a lap dance upstairs, and I said yes. I said it's this much. And then we got all the way to the top of the stairs, and I was like, so how would you like to pay? And he was like, how much is it again? And I'm like, I just told you it's this amount. And he was like, oh, I don't have that much on me. And I'm like, well, how much do you have? And then he was like, this much. And I'm like, okay, so it was like $50 less than what I needed. And I was like, well, it's only $50 less than I need, so I can do Square or I can do Apple Pay for the remaining amount. And he was like, no, I can have that on my statements. What does it come up as? And I told him what it comes up as, my business name. He was just adamant, like he couldn't afford to pay for the dance. And I was just like, oh, okay, all right, no worries. I'm like, well, I'm gonna stay up here and chat with the other guys then. And he was like, no worries, all good. Sorry, Sadie. And I'm like, it's okay. So yeah, that was the booking. It went for 4 hours. I'm absolutely exhausted. And normally I wouldn't be that exhausted after 4 hours, but that was just like a lot of people all at once. Everyone was talking so loud over the top of each other. My ears are ringing. There was music playing. The staff at the bar was so lovely, but they could barely hear anything you were saying. So I'm just like yelling people's drink orders. That was another thing I was a little bit confused about with the other girl that I was working with. Again, I'm like not trying to shit on this girl, but I was just like, I have worked with her quite a few times, and it really baffled me that like, yeah, like I feel like she knew how many people were gonna be there. And like I know she said she was staying away from like the females, and like she didn't realize there was gonna be so many females there, but like in the end, like the area she was seated in was like surrounded by women, and she was still sitting there. And I was like, so are you gonna come out and like kind of help me serve drinks, or are you just gonna stay inside? Like it was just really odd to me. Like, and I just know that if I was at a massive booking like that and there was another girl like, and just me and her, like there's no way I could just leave the other girl to be working the massive group by herself and like getting everyone drinks. But yeah, at one point she did join me downstairs with the massive group, like in their main area, and she came up and said, are you actually like getting drinks for these people, like serving drinks? And I'm like, yeah, like that's our job, we're waitresses, that's our actual job. She was like, but there's bar staff here. And I'm like, yeah, but there's no wait staff, there's just bar staff. Like she was like, yo, aren't they getting up and getting their own drinks? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, it's also like our job to serve drinks, so I'm gonna walk around to each group and say, hey, who needs a top up, let me go to the bar. Also, it gives me something to do. This is a long booking, there's a lot of people here, you can't possibly just stand there at each group and just talk shit for 4 hours. Like I'm gonna serve drinks in between, so it's like less exhausting for me, and I don't have to yell so often at people and talk to them like yelling over the music. So it just kind of baffled me that she asked that, because I'm like, just because this is a catered function doesn't mean we shouldn't still be doing our job, if that makes sense. Like the girls that were walking around like stuff, they were still like walking around with canapes and food, but they weren't serving drinks or getting people drinks. Like that's not their job, like it's our job, that's what we were there for. So it was just a really odd thing to say. But yeah, anyway, that was the booking. It was such a fun boat. The staff are lovely. I had actually worked with those staff 2 times before now on the yacht party cruises on the Gold Coast, so it was really nice to see their familiar faces and at least feel a little bit more safer, like knowing that when I'm walking on there, I'm like, yeah, I know you guys, so you knew that like if anything happened, like they would look after me. So yeah, that was really, really good. But yeah, this boat was like 10 times nicer, so much nicer, as you guys would have seen in the footage. Gonna head home now. My dog sitter has been sending me the cutest videos and cutest photos of my dog the whole evening. I'm so excited to go home and see him. She has been so lovely and wonderful. I might get some food on the way home because I've only had that pasta bowl tonight, but the work booking was good. I'm just tired, and yeah, as you can imagine, I think I just need to take my makeup off and get a good night's sleep. But I will catch up with you guys all on Saturday. I have another booking. I'm working in North Brisbane. I'm doing I think it's a 3-hour poker shift, so I'm going to be doing poker dealing, just like a fun game with the guys. And yeah, I will take you guys all along for that. Until then, I will see you guys at my next booking.
Now you wanna say what's up to me. Okay, so now you wanna make love to me. Girl, if you don't get the fuck from me, I know you